Greetings duelists, and welcome to another video. So you're probably going to hear a little bit of wind noise in the background. I'm currently not in my usual recording setup. I am on vacation with family. That being said, Yu-Gi-Oh never sleeps, so I figured this is a good time to do another screen recording like I did with the invoked cards. So the topic of today's video involves a new normal spell. It is called Kuchita Saigi Ro Joroku, which is Japanese romanji for corrupted ritual records. And the card reads, you can only use each effect once per turn. First effect, reveal a ritual spell in your hand or deck, and add one monster mentioned on it from your deck to your hand. If a face-up ritual monster you control leaves the field by card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, and you now control no face-up non-ritual monsters, you can add this card to your hand. So, the first thing I thought about when I read this card was, we're probably going to get pre-preparation of rights limited in the TCG. I don't see a point where this card sees any play if that card is not limited. The second thing I thought about is, it is very much a shame that this card is debuting in the same set where we're getting the new Dark Magician of Chaos and Black Luster Soldier support retrains, because even though you might think this card helps that archetype, I kind of feel like they missed the mark when it came to this card with that theme. And I'll explain. If you have read the Ritual of Light and Darkness, the new one, most of its monsters mention the card by name, but the spell does not mention the monsters. If it would have been backwards, this card would have been a guaranteed staple in that deck and strategy, because it meant that it could tutor almost everything that just mentions the ritual spell. Sadly, it does not do that. So that means that ritual spell can only pretty much add like the Black Luster Soldier and the Dark Magician of Chaos. After conclusion of this card and with its applications, the best archetype, and I know it has become a meme at this point, the best archetype for this card is pretty much Mitsurugi. And you can insert the joke that, 5,000 euros of Habakiri, but there are more synergies for Mitsurugi than just adding Habakiri. Since Mitsurugi Mirror mentions 3 different monsters, you can add any of them with this card. The other thing that this card provides is a really strong power of chain blocking, because if your Mitsurugi monster is tributed, be it by your cards or anything like that, this card pretty much will just add itself to the chain link of the Mitsurugi monster that got tributed. The Mitsurugi monster will come back, you get to add a card, and then you get to add this card back to your hand as well. So it's just a free resource. Now, they were kind of smart when they said buy a card effect, not for a card effect, which means if you tribute the Mitsurugis for cost, then this card does not get the trigger. That being said, just having that recurability when a monster leaves the field, even by your own cards, just gives it extra value and versatility. Now, I don't think Mitsurugi will get heavily nerfed before this new support. I think Mitsurugi, the way it's looking right now, both in the TCG and the OCG, the deck is pretty solid, but it's not like the best deck at the moment. The OCG is currently playing it alongside Ryzeals because King of the Feral Imps is still in the OCG, while TCG players are playing the pure build most of the time. Some people are mixing it up with the other legendary modern decks support cards. And yeah, it's tough to say what will happen to Mitsurugi prior to this support and when this support comes out. If we get End of the World Ruler, or if Mitsurugi is not fully addressed again by the time this card comes out, we might see it be a very viable contender for our national season. I guess I'll end by saying this. I have a deck that I'm going to showcase you guys. I know I've been teasing it for a little bit. You guys probably see my community post and see my videos talking about it. I am heavily testing for YCS Columbus. I am going to take very, very seriously the competitive season after Blazing Dominion is fully legal. And one of my main strategies that I've been testing, it's a Mitsurugi variant. That's how wholeheartedly strong I feel that deck is into the next format. The reason I'm saying that I'm going to wait a little bit is because we're probably going to have a Forbidden Limited list soon. And that Forbidden Limited list will pretty much cement my decision with whatever deck or strategy that I'm playing. If we get something similar to the OCG and we get both Droll and Pre-Prep Limited, I can see this card being in my next strategy by the time of release of Chaos Origins. That's it from me. I hope you found this informative to your liking and understanding. Forgive the noise in the background. I will come back with better audio edited videos when I'm back from vacation. But until then, keep practicing,